I'm a divorced single dad, father of 5 kids. It can be tough raising kids today. Believe me, there are high times and low times. It comes with the territory. But in all my years of parenting, I try to give some good advice for those parents who are out there willing to listen. My name is Price Van Ray, and welcome to my show. Today we're going to be talking about family rules. But first, I want to congratulate all the new parents out there. Boy, are you in for the time of your life. This is an exciting time and a great adventure, so cherish every moment. Now, on with the show. So we're going to be talking about family rules. And what are family rules? Family rules are things we have to have. I mean, if you don't have rules in the family, it can be utter chaos. Let's face it, you really can't run in a bathroom. I mean, when you go to the pool, they say don't run around the pool. You might fall, you might slip. But at home, there are places you cannot run. You cannot play ball in the house, stuff like that. So, no matter what, you have to have some kind of family rules. So, in my house, I like to have rules, and we like to say, hey, listen, first, you got to put others first, other people first. You can't always think of yourself because there's other people you have to live with. There are other people in your house. And you have to think of others more than yourself. I mean, this is what you want, and it probably should instill in your kids. It's empathy. They should know how other people feel, what other people do. If somebody makes something with their hands, you want to make sure your kids are like, hey, that's a good thing. You don't want to teach your kids to cut it down. Put other people's first. You also want to try to tell your kids when you speak with love. I mean, you don't want your kids saying, I hate you, or I hate this. Sometimes that can be so toxic. As parents, kids mimic what we do. You don't want to be walking around saying stuff like that. You always want to speak with love. I love what you did today, son. This was really good. Or your daughter, you say, that's a very, very pretty piece of work you made. If she did something in art, or if she's wearing something nice, or if your son's wearing something nice. Kids put a lot of effort into what they do. They think they're doing the best things. I remember when my 2 girls were little, my 2 oldest ones, they had these hair ties, and at our old house, they were at the end of the driveway, and they put the hair ties not on their hair, but they put them on their ankles and on their wrists, and they thought they were the boom diggity. I mean, they ran up and down that street like you couldn't believe, like they invented something new. I said, hey, that's great. Speak with love. You don't want to say that. What is that? What is that crap you got on your ankles? What, are you serious? No, speak with love. Teach your kids. Instill in them confidence. Stuff like that. Speak with love. I love you. Kids love hearing it. I love you. When a child hears that, oh my God, their world just opens up. It's like watching a seed blossom in the sunlight, and the sun's hitting them, and they're smiling. They're that little flower that smiles. Another family rule: tell the truth. You always want to tell your kids the truth. You don't want to build a relationship up on lies. That's a terrible, terrible beginning. You build a relationship up on lies, it is over. Because you've taught your kids not only how to lie, but lying's okay. You don't want to set that kind of a trend. That's something, oh my God, you do not want to do something like that. No. Do not go down that path. Try not to. Another one is mind your manners. Funny thing is, nowadays, I notice, not all kids, but from what I do notice, I notice there's a lack of manners in our society. You do something for somebody, you usually say thank you. Somebody gives you something, you say thank you. You're welcome. Just 2 words, thank you and you're welcome. Manners. Somebody's going into the elevator. You don't sit behind the elevator and laugh. You're not coming in here. No, you hold the door open. Have some manners. Say, I got the door for you. I saw you coming, so here you go. You know what they're going to say? Guess what they're going to say? Thank you. And you respond. You tell your child, you respond, you're welcome. Thank you, you're welcome. A little bit of kindness can go a very long ways in society. We need a world where kindness is something that we show. I wonder, do you guys think we lack kindness in the world? I think we have the kindest people. Most people are kind, and they're polite. Speak with love. Another one is you want to tell your child to make the right choice. You have to teach, this is something, I'm going to tell you something. You have to teach your child at a very young age. Make the right choice. How do you start making choices? I suppose with kids, it's, would you like this candy bar or this candy bar? Would you like to watch this movie or that movie? We're going to take a trip. Would you like to go here? Would you like to go there? You're going to go in the ocean. You don't want to go too far out, do you? You have to make a choice. Can you swim? You have to take a lot of things into account. You take a lot of things. When you're a child, you want to teach them. It's baby steps. That's the whole baby tiny steps. These baby steps can go a very long way. Make the right choice. Because someday your kids are going to be in a situation where you're going to hope they made the right choice. They may be in a position where there may be some peer pressure. Hopefully not. But hopefully they make the right choice. They may be somewhere where they're like, you know what, I got my driving permit. I'm feeling real good about myself. I got mom and dad's car. Should I run this red light? Well, if you teach your kid to make the right choice, you don't have to wonder what they're going to do. I mean, I'm not going to say everything's foolproof. There's nothing foolproof in life. Kids are going to do what they do. They're going to make choices. But, you're always going to hope they make the right choice because you're not always going to be there. As a parent, there's no way you are going to be there every second of the day. It is impossible. How can you be there every second of the day? Your child has their own life to live. They have places to go. They're going to make their own friends, have their own experiences, live their own life. A life that's sort of separate from yours. But if you can teach your kids at a young age, make the right choice. Hopefully you can sleep good at night. They're out late. I wonder where they are. Oh my God, did something happen to them? Oh my God. They didn't call. Where are they? You're looking out the window. But if you teach your kid to make the right choice, maybe they'll call. Hey Dad, guess what? I'm going to be late. Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to call my parents all the time. I used to say, hey, I know you said to be home at 11. This is where I am. I'm going to be home a little late. I'll be right there. Don't worry. Is it okay? Because this is what happened. I don't know. But I'm not different than anybody else. I'm sure all adults who were kids at one time did the same thing. We used to have, I used to have these things called penny loafers. My parents would make sure I put a dime or a quarter in them. Because, when I was growing up, we didn't have the cell phones. No, we did not have cell phones. We had these phones that were public phones on the corner. And you'd have to put money in it. And then you'd dial up. And you'd get your parents on a landline, not a cell phone. But sometimes if you didn't have money, you'd say, hi, hello, operator, after you dial 0. I'd like to make a collect call to my mom. Or it's always going to be the mom. Your dad's like, where's your money? Your mom? And your mom answers, yes, I'll take the call. Your mom says, where's your quarter? I don't know. Lost it? But in any case, you call up, you let your parents know, or whatever you do, you want to teach your kids to make the right choice. But you also want your kids to be courageous. You don't want them second guessing themselves, but you want them to make good choices. You want them to be courageous, to be brave. You want to say, hey, listen, you know what? That's a big slide. This is when you're going to tell your kid when they're like a toddler, this is a big slide. I'm sure you can climb up the ladder by yourself and slide all the way down. I will be on the other end waiting for you. Trust me, I'll be there. I will catch you if you fall. But you can do this. You can do this. Instill in your child courage. Courage to stand up for themselves. Courage to say no. If your child says, if you say, we're going to go swimming in the pool, and I want you to go in the deep end first and swim across. Kid says no. Well, you don't want to say you're going to do it. You want to say, well, why? Kid might say I'm scared, or I might not swim. Teach your kid to be courageous. Give him courage. Give him self-confidence. Say, okay, listen, we'll start out at the at the shallow end, then we'll work our way up. Will you feel better then? Hopefully that works. Another family rule is you want to tell your kid to, guard your heart. You only have one heart, and it can break very easily. You don't want a broken heart all the time. You got to teach your kid. You got to guard your heart. Child, guard it. Make sure your heart is in the right place. Guard that heart. You only got one. It breaks, it's going to be tough fixing it. But there are people who probably heard it. People, there are bullies out there today. Bullies will make you feel bad. They'll cut you down. You can teach your child. You can believe it or walk away. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I was growing up, I'm sure like a lot of other kids, I was bullied. A lot of other kids were bullied. And hey, it is tough to walk away, and it's tough to forget. That's some scars that can live with you forever. But you got to guard that heart. And if somebody does something bad, you want to teach your kid. You got to forgive freely. You don't want to keep this anger inside you. It'll fester. It'll eat you up. You don't want that, do you? No, you don't want something like that. That's like a cancer just eating away at you. Teach your kid to rise above something like that. You got to forgive freely, because if you don't, you can carry this on forever to the day you die, to your old age. But you don't want to carry something like that. Can you imagine if somebody did something bad to you your whole life, and you just collected it up in a whole bunch of suitcases, and by the time you're like 30, 40, you're carrying 30 suitcases on your back. How heavy a load is that? That is a heavy load. Do you want to carry that? Forgive freely. Get rid of all that baggage. Get rid of it. Believe me. You don't want that weight. You don't want that kind of weight. You want to always tell your kid, for the family rules, listen, always do your best. If you're not going to do your best, then try to do your best. Just try, do your best. You have to remember, kids do listen to you. They believe what you say. And if you're a great role model, and I know a lot of you parents out there, new parents and older parents and grandparents who are listening, you're saying to yourself, yeah, you know what? I think Price is right. You got to teach your kids to do your best. That helps you go far in life. Whether you're in school, you want to do your best. You don't take a test and say, I can't wait to fail that test. No, sirree, I'm going to fail that test with flying colors. No. You want to say, I'm going to pass that test. Son, daughter, you are going to pass that test. You know why? Because you got something that everybody has. It's called the smarts. You got the smarts. You're very smart. You can do it. Another thing you want to tell your child, no matter what happens, no matter what you get in life, be thankful. You always want to be thankful. Thankful for what you have. Thankful for, maybe what you don't have. If you don't have problems, I'm thankful I don't have problems. But be thankful for what you have. You got to be thankful in life. For the good things, for the great things, and you learn from the bad things. I mean, it's just what happens. Well, listen, guys. This is the first podcast that I've done, and I'm very glad everybody's here is listening, and I hope you can take something away from it. What I talked about today is something I think everybody can use, and they can learn from it. These were family rules. Family rules are important. Like I said, you gotta have rules. Rules in life. We have rules in society, in the government, in our culture. We have rules. So that being said, I'm going to say thank you for listening. And I'll see you next time. Remember this one last bit of advice. Tomorrow is never promised. So don't go to bed angry at your child or anyone you love. And before you go to bed tonight, hug your child and tell them you love them. kids need to hear that, no matter how many times a day you say it. So, until next time, I will be here. I hope you're there listening. Be well and be great. And be that parent I know you can be. A great one. And don't forget the family rules. All right, everybody. I will see you later. Bye.